Okay, Assalamualaikum everyone and good morning.
Assalam.
So we are here today back with the research sharing session number 10 actually. So today after a week of us away from our office, and I think some of us they are voluntarily quarantined themselves at home, which is very good for the sake of the community surround them. So hopefully we are still stay safe at home and also stay healthy. And today we are back with the research sharing session number 10 with the topics of research article template by Associate Professor Dr. Kalthom Husain. So I think without further delay, I think I would like to invite Dr. Kalthom to share and start the sharing session.
All right, thank you very much, the respected Professor Insinyur Dr. Rizal Fendi. All right, our respected DVC and my respected colleagues. So today, it's my turn, all right, to share with you the session entitled Research Article Template. This is a very straightforward content, and I do hope what I target as an objective will be achieved, all right? So Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. All right, this is where you can get enacted to. All right, we are Google Meet at code GDZXDKUUOV. All right. Okay, so this is the outline of my research, of my sharing session. I shall address you on the definition of terms. All right. And why a template is required, why a research template is required. When to use this research template, all right? And I take the case of two journals, and the journals are ASBJ, Al-Bukhari Social Business Journal, and JATI. JATI is Journal of South Asia Studies, owned by University Malaya. And then I move on to how to utilize the template. So this will be basically the subheadings that I shall address this morning. Okay, all right. So I laid down the objectives of the sharing session today. All right, after addressing you the outlines, all right, I mean the content of the outlines, I hope that the audience, especially our young academics, all right, will be able to compare and contrast the research templates. In this context will be ASBJ and JATI, right? And then the second objective is know how to apply the template. Okay. So to begin with, these are the three important words that I need to address. All right. Okay. So research is basically is a systematic investigation. Right. Why we say systematic investigation? Because we have our framework, we have our literature background, we have the theory, we have the model, right? So it's a systematic investigation, and then we have a proper methodology to obtain the data. So that's the reason, that is the reason for the so-called systematic investigation. All right. So research is the systematic investigation into and study of materials and sources in order to establish facts and reach new conclusion. All right. Okay. For format, what is basically, it is the way in which something is arranged or set out, right? Now, at this moment, probably, I may also want my colleague to recall, especially academics, whereby before we begin any new semesters, our HOD, our dean, all right, will provide us with the curriculum, all right? We call it the proforma of the particular subject. If we study the proforma, all right, it has a proper format. The name of the course, number of credits. So that is basically is the format, okay? And then what we call a research template, and I abbreviated it as RT, it's a pattern, all right? A guide or model used to indicate the shape any piece of work is to assume when finished. So we already had the end in mind, right? When we start drafting our article. Okay, so these are the three terminologies, all right, and I hope that we can register this so that we can move on. Now, with the second subtopic, now why do authors, all right? Why do authors? I call authors because we are going to produce a manuscript and send to a journal. So why do we require a RT, right? Research template. Because it assists author in setting out the manuscript in terms of text layout, section headings, and subsections. So that's why we require a RT, all right? And also why we require that is because for submission reason, all right? We are going to submit to a journal editor, all right? The chief in editor of a journal, and we have to obey, all right? We have to abide to the template. Now, the question is now, is research template the same across journal publication? All right? Now, I put there yes and no. Why yes and why no? Okay, yes, because the elements contained in the template is almost the same across all research template. It must have title, it must have abstract, it must have introduction, it must have literature review, all right? Sometimes they call it background, right? And then they have methodology, they have findings, discussion, conclusion, and references. These are all subtopic contained in RT. So these are the elements, all right? That's why I said it is yes. Yes across all journals, yes across all journal templates, right? But when I say no, why? Because it's unique in some cases, in the subject matter, all right? Now, for instance, details like what type of font to be used, the line, the spacing, the paragraph spacing, the page breaks, the page numbering, all right? Referencing style, because as to date, we are very quite familiar. For social sciences, we use the APA, all right, style. But for our respected DVCR, I think he's very familiar with IEEE because that is concerned with engineering kind of referencing, and also MLA. Now, whatever the referencing style is, it's not an issue because it all depends what has been laid by the editorial board of that particular journal. Okay, so APA stands for American Psychological Association, and is commonly used in education content matter, all right, psychology and sciences. MLA for Modern Language Association, and this is usually adopted by journals that specializes in humanities scope, right? And then we have the Chicago style, which is generally used for business content, history, and fine arts. Okay, now when to use research template? Okay, when are we going to use this particular template? Once authors have decided on the journal that you intend to publish your research article. Okay, now you have to bring back what respected Dr. Shahriza from SBSS had addressed us in the last ReSS #9. All right, I think we have to recall to bring back all those memories so that we can put in place so that we can understand better when you talk about research template. Okay, so once you have decided the journal, then you will search for that particular research template. I will address that later. Okay, and when to use research template is because when you want to submit your research article, all right, you have draft your article, you have download the research template, and then you start writing using the particular template, all right, before you submit to the chief in editor of the chosen journal. Okay, all right, now I shall bring you to the case of ASBJ and Jati. So ASBJ stands for Al-Bukhari Social Business Journal, which we should be proud of because its inaugural edition publication will be released very soon. All right, and then I consider also a journal so-called Jati, all right, Journal of Southeast Asia Studies, anchored in University Malaya, so that we can make some comparison. Okay, the intention is not to say which is better, because it's proper in its own context. Okay, so for that matter, I have to want you, if you can, wait, let me, I don't know whether, okay. So for more information about our journal, ASBJ, you need to go to this particular link, all right? asbj.aiu.edu.my. You'll find articles there. But I have screenshot a bit about ASBJ. This is the outlook of ASBJ that is going to be released very soon, because we have compiled the related articles, right? So, okay. Now, when you have gone to that particular link just now, asbj.aiu.edu.my, you will find this page. All right? You will find this page. Now, as an author who wishes to publish your manuscript, all right, you have to go through this particular information before you start writing. All right? Now, here, for a case, I have extracted ASBJ. Now, my focus as an author, I will just zoom into author resources, because this will be the resources page that will provide me with all the information that is required by the editorial board, and also where I need to abide to. Because if I don't obey, if I don't abide to this, my article might be rejected. Reason being, it doesn't follow the particular format, right? So in any link where journal is concerned, always look out for author resources. They name it in different ways, but go through every sub-topic, a sub icon, you will find a page that will enlighten you on how to write your manuscript, all right? So for ASBJ case, right? Here they says, below we highlight some of the guides available to support you in preparing the manuscript. So that is very, very apt, all right? So you just go through and see what it is like. But from this screenshot, it says that here for ASBJ, manuscripts should be prepared in Microsoft Word file format. All manuscripts will follow the same general style as described in this document, all right? The manuscript template can be downloaded from this Word format. The editors reserve the right to edit these files to ensure every article follows the same style. Now, why it says follow the same style? Because the editorial board would like to see uniformity, all right, of the published manuscript, of the published article. We want it to be uniform. For example, if there are 16 articles that had chosen to be published in ASBJ, we can, as a reader later on, you can, once you engage the uniformity of the template, you can just skim and scan some other research articles that follows. Okay, so that is the reason why every journal has its own format and template. Okay, all right. And then, all right. You remember the first few slides when I say that you need to choose the journal, okay? Because that will help you to fit your manuscript, whether it fits in ASBJ or not. Because ASBJ says their aim and scopes are, all right, social business and Islamic social business, microfinance and Islamic microfinance, rural development and the roles of financial institutions. So you have got a long list here. So search which scope that fits well your manuscript, all right, your research article. If it misfit, all right, it doesn't fit, find another article that suits best. Okay. For ASBJ cases, we have got a list of areas, all right, of social economics. But I see here there are also the last few teams here. They also provide inclusive education for underprivileged communities. All right, informal mass education for underprivileged communities, and also mass education for social economy enhancement, education for the agrarian economy, and social innovation, right? When it comes to social innovation, actually, it maps both the business as well as the education field. Because when we talk about social innovation, it's not just mere product that is being produced. It can be method, it can be process, a new way of looking, a new way of doing, all right? That is called social innovation, all right? Now, for the case of the second journal, that is Jati, all right? If you can go to this link now, you can go look at it, all right? It's jati.um.edu.my, okay? So this is the snapshot of the cover page of the journal, all right? Here, it informed the author, all right? They informed the author. This particular journal is cited in, all right, emerging source citation. This is WOS, Web of Science. Then also in the database of Asian Citation Index, also in my site, all right, and also in UDLH. So this particular journal, all right, has been indexed, okay, but very soon, I'm very sure our DVC, right, will be working towards that, because he's the chief in editor. He will work for the establishment of index for ASBJ. All right. Now, this is the synopsis, the telling the author, like if you wish to publish your manuscript in Jati, this probably may be quite relevant, because it's a multidiscipline. All right, it does not focus in any specific subject matter, right? But it's a multidiscipline peer-reviewed journal, all right, on Southeast Asia. And it is published twice a year. By whom? By the Department of Southeast Asian Studies, anchored at Faculty of Arts and Social Science, where in University Malaya. Okay, so these are the information that is portrayed to the author. Now, as an author, especially for academics, all right, with the KPI in place, all right, we are looking for journals that has been cited, all right, journals that has been indexed, sorry, not cited, indexed, okay? So probably this could offer you a room for you to go through and, send your manuscript to Jati, okay? So, but here the challenge is for a empirical research paper, full paper, it requires 8,000 words, all right? For review essay, 5,000 words, and for book review, 1,500 words. So these are the rules, all right, that we have as an author need to abide to, okay? All right. Now, how to utilize RT? How to utilize RT? You just, like I said just now, you go to the link, all right? Look for format or template. You see it, and then you can save it, all right? And you start doing it. Now, I have another file to show, so I'll stop this, all right? And then I will share with you another file. Okay, all right. Can you see this? Wait, yeah. All right. Can you see this? Can you see the template here?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. This is for our Al-Bukhari ASBJ. This is what I said that you need to download. All right. Put it in the Word format, and then you start writing based on this particular format. See, it is well laid. All right. The title of the paper, the type of font that to be utilized, 14 points. All right. As an author, we need to abide to this particular template. All right, it has a unique, a very customized kind of presentation. One is introduction, 1.1 subsection, 1.1 Point 1, another subsection. And it goes on. 2, literature review. 3, material and methods. All right. 4, results. 5, conclusion, acknowledgement, and then citation. And that is specified there. If it is an APA style, yes, but you have to adhere to the latest version of APA. That is the 7th style. All right. So this is called a template. All right. So by adhering to this particular template, like I said just now, it will help you, guide you to write your manuscript. But here, in this template, ASBJ template, for an abstract, it only requires 150 to 200 words, and the font is Cambria, 10-point, italic, and bold aligned. So all this has to be obeyed. Like I said, why? Because it's wants some uniformity across the publication of that particular journal. Okay, so that is what do you call that? A template presented or already contained in asbj.edu.my. So if you wish to send your articles, you have to obey to this. Okay, so I stopped sharing that because I want to share another one. All right, let me do it. Okay, I want to present, I want to share with you, sorry, not this one. What Jati says, all right, what Jati format look like. Okay, you can see this, all right, Jati. So here, on the right column here, it has about the journal. So about the journal, probably it says what's the issues to be included, what kind of social, what kind of content that can be included in that particular journal. All right. So for focus for today, you will look at the manuscript guidelines for authors. Okay, this is the guideline. So as you can see now, the template is more general. It's not like what ASBJ had portrayed just now. ASBJ template is very, it's already very accurate about what they want. But here they just give a general one. But even though it's a general one, we still have to obey to its template. All right. So like here it says authors should be aware of the AMAM scope. Yeah, like I said, to check whether our manuscript fits well in that particular journal. Okay, so this is a template of the paper. All right, the suitability of the title, abstract, and keywords. So this, I don't want to read all these things because you can read. Okay, so like here, it gives you like very general kind of template, but still it has its specific content that you need to abide. Okay, so like I said, when I say yes, because of the elements of the template, you see it has introduction, all right, and background, literature review, methodology, analysis, all right. Sometimes they say findings and discussion. It means the same thing. You analyze, all right. Then findings, analyze. Okay, this is analyze. How you analyze the data, all right. So how you analyze the data, and then from the analysis, what are your findings, and you discuss. Okay. So there are here about nine subtopics that need to obeyed by the authors. Okay, so language here, this is standard English. But when in Malaysian context, when you talk about standard English, it refers to the British English. All right, the received pronunciation. So some authors are aided. I know you have already installed your Grammarly, for example. You should be able to make differences between received pronunciation English and American English because the spelling differs. Okay, so I think that's all. It's a very straightforward one.